In the world of crime, innocence is not an excuse. That's what she always wanted to be, at the center of things. In the face of evil, it is our duty to fight for what is right. Fear can be a powerful motivator, but it should never cloud our judgment. Somehow, the more I get older, and the more I see of people in sadness and illness and everything, the sorrier I get for everyone. People often paint themselves as victims to hide their true intentions. His hands were shaking and his face was twitching. He looked a wreck of a man. A susceptible child is capable of great hero worship, and a young mind can easily be obsessed by an idea that persists into adult life. Appearances can be deceiving. Never judge a book by its cover. A woman who doesn't lie is a woman without imagination and without sympathy. The young people think the old people are fools, but the old people know the young people are fools. In the face of darkness, we must strive to bring light. Murderers are not monsters. They're men. And that's the most frightening thing about them. The popular view that a child forgets easily is not an accurate one. Many people go right through life in the grip of an idea that has been impressed on them in very tender years. We are all capable of both great good and great evil. Violence begets violence. It is a vicious cycle that must be broken. That's why you often find that the author of anonymous letters is the last person in the place to be suspected. Some quiet, inoffensive little soul who apparently can't say boo to a goose, all sweetness and Christian meekness on the outside, and seething with all the fury of hell underneath. Evil is not confined to any specific location. It can thrive anywhere. Archaeologists only look at what lies beneath their feet. The sky and the heavens don't exist for them. One can't start being a saint in old age. It's simply too late. You must be a saint from the cradle. The past can haunt us, but it is important to confront it for a brighter future. The dead don't care about reputations. Quite nice looking in a kind of way, but rather as though she might have what my mother used to call a touch of the tar brush. Men don't understand how their mannerisms can get on women's nerves, so that you feel you just have to snap. It is often the case that one learns more about a person from their enemies than from their friends. You suggest that their faults are more important than their virtues, said Mr. Carey. Greed is a dangerous obsession that can lead to dire consequences. Sometimes the most dangerous individuals hide in plain sight. I'm not often bored. Life's not long enough for that. She had a strange, watchful look like a tigress waiting to spring. The road to justice is often long and winding, but it is a journey worth taking. Trust can be a dangerous thing, but without it, we are lost. There are two things that are more difficult than making an after-dinner speech: climbing a wall that is leaning toward you and kissing a girl who is leaning away from you. The truth may be the hardest thing to discover, but it is also the most valuable. There's a convention that one doesn't speak ill of the dead. On the whole, it's better to keep your mouth shut about living people. You might conceivably injure them. The dead are past that. But the harm they've done lives after them sometimes. Justice is not always blind, but it should always be fair. We all do these things when we are young. The poise comes later. Perhaps she didn't know how stupid, unreasonable, and violent jealousy and hate can be, and how little it takes to set them smoldering. Simplicity, when truly simple and contagious, may turn life less complicated and more reassuring. The truth may be discovered, but can we handle the consequences it brings? Sometimes, fate intervenes to ensure justice is served. Women can accept the fact that a man is a rotter, a swindler, a drug taker, a confirmed liar, and a general swine, without batting an eyelash and without it impairing their affection for the brute in the least. Women are wonderful realists. In my opinion, the state of mind of a community is always directly due to the influence of the man at the top. Ladies tell their nurses things in a sudden burst of confidence, and then, afterwards, they feel uncomfortable about it and wish they hadn't. It's only human nature. I like living. I have sometimes been wildly, despairingly, acutely miserable, racked with sorrow, but through it all I still know quite certainly that just to be alive is a grand thing. Sometimes, the greatest danger lies within our closest circles. The happy people are failures because they are on such good terms with themselves they don't give a damn. A man who is suffering up to the limit of his capacity can seldom put up much of a fight. The truth may hurt, but it is a necessary pain for those seeking justice. It seems odd that as far as I know, nobody has yet been murdered for having too perfect a character. And yet perfection is undoubtedly an irritating thing. Sometimes, we must confront the demons of our past to find peace in the present. Life, although almost always friendly and generous, sometimes plays tricks on us that, if taken very seriously, can take away our morale and the joy of living. It is a well-known fact that we all tend to deceive ourselves as to the motives for our own actions. Everyone has their secrets, and sometimes those secrets can be deadly. Justice should never be compromised, no matter the cost. There is no hatred so great as that of a man who has been made to love a woman against his will. However deep you bury an unpleasantness, a dog will always root it up again.